Hi, my name is John Given. I just had LANAP surgery with Dr. Hoang. I'm here for my 1 month post-op kind of review, and everything's been going really, really well. Better than expected, actually, if I'm just being honest. So I basically switched dentists. My new dentist, Dr. Torres, went to a presentation on LANAP, and after evaluating my teeth, she thought that I'd be a really good candidate. My teeth have always been problematic my whole life, if I'm being honest, and so I feel like I've had a lot of different dental surgeries over the years. I forget the names of them all, but I've had the ones where they actually cut your gums open and scrape your teeth. I've had other procedures done, and so when I came to Dr. Torres' office, she just said LANAP seemed like a good thing. She asked me to kind of do my own research, read about it, which I did. I read a lot about Dr. Hoang. I read a lot about what the procedure was like, a lot of post-op kind of interviews that people have had like this one. And I decided to go for it, kind of leap of faith. You know, it's one of those things where your teeth are important, and for me, I want to keep them as long as I can. And so, I'm turning 50 pretty soon. So it was just one of those things where I decided to do it, and I couldn't be happier. But it was because of Dr. Torres kind of giving the recommendation, along with the hygienist that was with her at the presentation being very pro LANAP. The most painful thing is keeping your mouth open for 3 hours to get the surgery. That's the best way I can put it. It doesn't hurt at all. It's a little bit, the post-op is a little bit just inconvenient, I'd say, just because you're drinking a lot of soups and bone broths and smoothies and, the normal stuff, because you gotta let your gums heal while they're kind of going through that process. But that is such a small price to pay. It's kind of hilarious to look back and kind of even think that you felt a way about it. After 7 days, you're like, oh, I'm still drinking smoothies, blah. Yeah. And then there's that thing in the back of your head where you have to very lightly brush your teeth and things like that. And you just have this kind of, I should speak for myself, have this anxiety about, is all the badness in my mouth going to creep back because I'm not properly cleaning? Am I doing things right? And that's not because I wasn't explained what to do. It's really just kind of having faith in the process and trusting in the process. And as long as you do that, it all works out great. As I've learned now, I just had my first official cleaning yesterday, and my dentist was extremely happy with the results.
Wow.
So
John he came in with really bad mobility in his teeth, mobility means his teeth were moving. So class 1 is moving like this, class 2 is like this, class 3 is up and down like this. He was at a class 2, and on his front teeth. That means there was a lot of bone loss around his teeth. And in most circumstances, usually those teeth are considered hopeless, and they're usually extracted, and usually a graft is needed and implants. But we're able to save them because this is a month later. When we saw him a week after, his teeth went from a class 2 to a class 1 in 1 week, and this is 1 month, and it's a 0.
Yeah.
He can push it with his tongue, hit it with his fingers, and they don't move at all.
Yeah.
No pain. He had some discomfort there before. There's no pain. No more inflammation.
No.
We're gonna be able to save those teeth for sure. So
Yeah.
we're 2 happy campers here.
For real, it's cool because like having my hygienist clean my teeth yesterday. Obviously, they have to get in there to scrape, and my bottom teeth have always been the ones that kind of collect the most plaque and have to take the most care whenever I've had a cleaning. And so as he's working on them and pushing and scraping, and right now kind of above the gum line, but still forcefully. I felt nothing. It didn't hurt, didn't feel anything. It was fine.
I was explaining to John that every time he comes in, we adjust his bite. The reason why is because every time there's regeneration that's happening below the gum line. Okay, this is your tooth. Everything below the gum line regenerates. Bone regenerates. Ligament regenerates. Cementum, the root surface, regenerates. And as it regenerates, it pushes up the tooth. And as it pushes up the tooth, we need room for more regeneration. That's why we kind of spot grind it, keep shaving down, so that later on when we see you again, we expect those teeth to hit again, because there's regeneration. And the regeneration happens daily up until the whole year.
Yeah.
So that's why we expect those teeth to stay in his mouth for a long time.
Super fun. So
cool stuff.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, it's a leap of faith, but I'm so glad I did it. I really, really am. Just even looking at my gums, my gums look pink, healthy. I can't even remember the last time they looked like that, probably when I was 12. You know what I mean? So just being honest, teeth are important, and I don't know, man. I didn't have a lot of hope, for my teeth, if I'm being honest. So for a lot of reasons and decisions in my past, but it's one of those things where I'm super excited about them now.
LANAP gives hope to hopeless teeth.
For real. There you go. That's the tagline.
Right.